What's happening, my Jack family? Coach Scott here, jacked40.com and shredded40.com. Welcome to another episode of the Jacked After 40 podcast. It is summertime, baby. I've got a lot of clients who are about to go on vacation. They've been making fantastic progress leading up to this point, and they want to learn some tips on how to work out and diet while on vacation so they don't cause too much damage. They don't backslide too much and have to make up too much ground after once they get back. So thought you'd benefit, my fellow Jacked After 40 bros, from hearing the tips that I am sharing with them. So let's get to it. By far, the biggest factor in how successful you are at maintaining your weight and staying lean after 40 while on vacation is your lifestyle leading up to the vacation. If you are following a restrictive diet, lots of forbidden foods, you're being very aggressive with your calorie deficit, that is a recipe for disaster when you get on vacation and you're faced with just a boatload of temptations and abundance of food and freedom to just pig out and eat whatever you want. You are setting yourself up for a serious binge. It's going to be very hard to control yourself. Whereas you follow a lifestyle where no foods are forbidden. You're following a flexible dieting approach where you're incorporating all of your favorite foods. Your lifestyle is set up in a way where the foods you are eating, the meals you're consuming are exactly the same, whether you're losing fat, maintaining your weight, or building muscle. It's just the quantities, the portion sizes that change. That is going to set you up for success on vacation. You're going to be less likely to binge because you're always consuming your favorite foods, your favorite treats all year long, whether you're dieting, maintaining your weight, or building muscle. So this is the biggest reason why I place so much emphasis on these videos about building this Jacked After 40 lifestyle where you're living your life to the fullest, incorporating all of your favorite foods, doing all the activities that you absolutely enjoy. Now, unless you're preparing for a bodybuilding competition or a photo shoot where you have a hard fat loss deadline in place, I don't recommend that you try to lose weight while on vacation. This is a time for you to relax a bit, to enjoy yourself, to try some different foods that you may not have available at home. And if you've been dieting for a little while now, this is a perfect opportunity to take a diet break. And if you follow a smart, responsible approach, following the tips I'm about to share with you in today's podcast, you're going to come out of this vacation stronger than ever, setting yourself up for a successful finish to your cutting phase. I view vacations as a great learning opportunity, an exercise of eating in moderation. Now, I don't recommend that you track your calories while on vacation. Oftentimes it's too difficult anyways, especially if you're at an all-inclusive resort or you're dining out a lot. I simply recommend to eat to the point of satisfaction. There's no reason to eat in excess, to stuff yourself silly, to pig out. And I know it can be difficult, especially if you're at an all-inclusive resort where you're justifying the excess, but getting your money's worth out of it. And you have this kind of story in your head that overeating, like indulging in all these different foods, is what makes a great vacation, kind of living your life to the fullest. But if you be 100% honest with yourself, eating beyond that point of satisfaction usually doesn't bring you any more joy to the experience. If anything, it can take away from your joy from the experience, especially if you're walking around feeling full and bloated and uncomfortable all the time. You're really not able to move your best during the trip. I mean, you're just parking yourself on a lawn chair and a beach chair there and soaking up the rays. If that's your idea of fun, okay. But still, you're gonna feel very uncomfortable going to bed with some acid reflux. Maybe you don't want to be quite as intimate with your partner during the time because you feel so uncomfortable. You're hitting the bathroom a lot. Maybe it affects your digestive system as well, and that's not a good thing. I can relate to this. I'm speaking from experience myself because I have done that kind of justification of I gotta get my money's worth out of this trip. The last time I was at an all-inclusive resort, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, probably the last time I kind of ever pigged out and ate beyond in excess. And I think this was the big learning lesson for me. This is kind of a big turning point for me, where the first 3 days on that trip, I was trying to get my money's worth. I was eating a big, huge breakfast, lots of bacon, lots of eggs, just lots of French toast and pancakes, just stuffing myself at breakfast. Then lunch would come around and I'd have a huge lunch there, then dinner would come around and I'd go up for like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 servings and just walk out of dinner just feeling so freaking disgusting. But on vacation, all this food is readily available to me. Gotta get my money's worth, might as well freaking soak it all in. But after 3 days of that, I just felt so uncomfortable, so bloated. The acid reflux was just out of control. I mean, waking up feeling full and going to eat breakfast, a buffet breakfast, it's disgusting. It's really, if you think about it, it's silly. It's nonsense. It doesn't make, it's not smart. It's not a responsible approach at all. So after that 3 days, I'm like, that enough is enough. I can't go on like this. And this is where I started applying the principles that I find really, really help me when I'm on vacation, just eating to that point of satisfaction. And a big tip for me is to really focus on lean proteins and veggies. So breakfast time, I mean, you see me here, I eat eggs each and every day. One of my favorite things if I go to an all-inclusive resort or just some sort of hotel or whatever, where they are preparing breakfast and they do egg omelets there at the resort. Oh my freaking God. I mean, omelets are my favorite thing. Just I'll load those bad boys up, and so there's lots of veggies in there, there's some meats in there, you got the eggs in there. I may even have a little smoothie with it, and I love having the fresh fruit there. So just lean proteins, veggies, some fresh fruits is a fantastic way when you focus most of your attention on that. So that would be my breakfast. Lunch, stir fries. I mean, that was a big thing. I loved it. I've been on a cruise. I've been on a cruise before, not gained a single ounce because I was focusing on this lean protein and veggie approach. So a great stir fry would I just load it with veggies and the meats and have a little bit of rice with that. Dinner time, again, focusing on like there's always so many good fishes, chickens, just lean meats, and again, veggies have a little bit of carb on the side. And I always allow myself to have a small dessert. Again, no forbidden foods when I'm on vacation or when I'm not on vacation. So I always found that dinner time, after dinner, just have a small dessert that was with it. And that would completely satisfy my cravings. I'd feel full, nourished, keeping things pretty consistent with how I eat normally throughout the day here, but trying different things that I wouldn't normally have available to me. Like I loved in Jamaica, the jerk chicken lunch. That was freaking fantastic. So I load up on the jerk chicken, have a little bit of rice with that, have loads of veggies with that, and that was incredible. So that was one of the things that I had after those initial 3 days. I'd have my egg omelet for breakfast, little wheatgrass shot, a little bit of fruit with that. Lunch would be the jerk chicken, the veggies, a little bit of rice, and dinner would be some other lean proteins, veggies, and a little bit of carbs, and then a dessert afterwards. So getting that little bit of a treat in there was always fantastic. Now, a lot of times I will go on vacation, I'll just stay in a condo where I'm preparing meals in there. There, it's easier to track my nutrition if I wanted to track my nutrition, but I only track my nutrition when I'm in a serious little mini cut and I want to make sure that I am on point. But I tend to, when I'm on vacation and I'm staying in a condo, I'm going to eat how I normally eat here because that's how I freaking love to eat. Everything I'm making here, I enjoy consuming each and every time, but I will go out and get a treat somewhere where I normally wouldn't have. So, for example, I love going on hiking trips to Tobermory, and they've got a beaver tails there. If you've never had a beaver tail, oh my freaking God, it's like this pastry. I'll load it up. I love the Reese's Pieces one where it's like Nutella and then Reese's Pieces on top. There's a score one where it's like a cream cheese and then score bits on top. That I will hit just about every single day. If I don't have that, I'm gonna have some like ice cream or something like that. So that may be a trip where I'm eating good lean proteins and veggies throughout the day. I'll have that little treat of the beaver tail, which is higher in calories. It's probably gonna put me in a gentle surplus for the day, but I'm never eating to the point of feeling stuffed or just gluttonous and eating just for the sake of eating. I'm always eating to the point of satisfaction and enjoying my favorite treats in the process. Now I know alcohol can be a challenge for a lot of people on vacation. For myself personally, I'm lucky that I am a lightweight, but when I'm at an all-inclusive resort, I really I enjoy the island drinks, and oftentimes they are very sugary, so I have to make sure that I am drinking responsibly as well. But like I said, it's very easy for me because I do get tipsy pretty darn quick. But we do associate relaxing on vacation oftentimes with consuming some alcohol as well. If I'm at a condo, or a cottage or something like that, that's when I'll just drink some delicious craft beers like I would here at home. And again, for myself, like 2 to 3 of those is my limit. Like I don't want to feel, again, it's about feeling your best and to really enjoy the experience to the fullest. To me, I find it pointless to drink in excess to have a hangover, to sleep in the following day, to feel sluggish, to have it impact your vacation in a way where you don't get to, I mean, it's cutting into your time because you feel like crap, and when you go to do the other activities, you don't really want to do them. You're not able to do them to the fullest of your abilities because you've got a hangover, you're feeling sluggish, and you're feeling crappy. So if you're going to enjoy alcohol, which I think is fantastic on vacation, please do so responsibly. Now let's get to how to work out while on vacation. Now for me personally, I view vacations as a great opportunity to take a break from weight training. I do recommend that you take a full week off 3 times throughout the year, at least 3 to 4 times throughout the year. Again, it's going to allow your body to fully recover, give your joints the break that they need. It's going to resensitize your muscles to the training stimulus once you get back to training. Just so many benefits to take a break from weight training. But in part, it's going to depend on where you're vacationing at. Sometimes there's some fantastic gyms, whether at the resort or nearby where you're staying, where you want to experience that, the kind of the novelty of the experience. I know if I went on vacation in Venice Beach, I'd want to go to the Gold's Gym there, the mecca of bodybuilding. If I was to go to Hoboken, I want to go to like Strong and Shapely there. So depending on where I'm at, if they've got a really cool gym, I'd probably want to go there and just have some fun. It's not something I would do every day, and I wouldn't push myself too hard, like I wouldn't be lifting super challenging weight. I just go there to get a good pump on, to soak in the atmosphere, to get my blood going, just to feel good, get things moving there. So again, what I don't recommend is going on vacation and trying to keep to your regular training schedule, especially if it's just a week-long vacation, a week to 2 weeks. Just what I really recommend for the most part, take 1 week off from training completely and just be active doing other fun things. Again, if you're on a vacation someplace where you may not visit again for a while, I want you to fully immerse yourself in that experience. Get adventurous, try different activities, just make the most of this trip. That's what it's all about. So if you're active and adventurous on your vacation, you're eating to the point of satisfaction, you're focused on consuming lean proteins and veggies, some fruits, a bit of carbs, enjoying your favorite treats and desserts in moderation, being responsible with that, chances are you're going to gain very little weight, if any, on your vacation. And if you still have some weight to lose, you're in the cutting phase leading up to that vacation, now you're going to be amped up, charged up to finish this cutting phase strong. You'll just get right back to the calorie deficit you were at prior to the vacation and finish the cutting phase strong. If you were in maintenance mode prior to the vacation and you gain a pound or 2, you just spend about a few days to a week in a calorie deficit, maybe a 500 calorie deficit. It's going to balance things out really, really quick. Now, you may have a little bit of bloat to deal with, and that's just from the travel oftentimes. That can throw our digestive system off a little bit, maybe cause us to hold on to a little bit of water. Again, it's only going to take a few days, maybe up to a week. Slight calorie deficit is all you're going to need to kind of balance things out. Now, if you were in muscle building mode prior to that vacation and you only gained a pound or 2, you're pretty comfortable how you look and everything, you don't feel like you want to be, you don't feel like you need to drop any of that holiday weight. It's all part of the overall big picture plan for you to add some muscle mass, and you just get right back to that gentle calorie surplus from there. So really, your vacations shouldn't be a disruption, an interruption all that much to your overall body transformation, this jacked after 40 lifestyle. If anything, these vacations are going to serve you well. It will give you an opportunity to have a diet break, give your body a break from the weight training if you want, get you to enjoy so many activities, see this world, live your life to the fullest. So I really don't want you stressing at all over vacation. You should be embracing these vacations. Like I said, they are a great learning opportunity for you, learning to eat to that point of satisfaction. Like, food shouldn't have control over you. You should be able to enjoy all these favorite foods. Like some of the foods that you may not have at home, you get to try them all. Just eat a little bit here and there to the point of satisfaction. Just because it's something that you don't have all the time doesn't mean that you have to eat beyond that point of satisfaction and stuff yourself silly, because oftentimes eating beyond that point of satisfaction, it really doesn't taste all that good. You're just kind of eating it for the sake of eating it, not so much the enjoyment of the actual food. So I absolutely freaking love vacations. I'm excited to see how my clients enjoy their vacations coming up, how they come out of these vacations stronger than ever before. Again, we're always learning, we're always growing. It's a lot easier when it's only a 1-week vacation or maybe a 2-week vacation compared to going away for a month or so. That can be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, I am looking forward to hearing what your experiences are typically like on vacation. So please do me a favor and drop a comment below if any of these tips resonate with you. I want to hear from you. Give me your feedback. And if you enjoyed today's video, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from listening to today's podcast, do him a favor and share it with them. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. I hope you have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next podcast.